I could just come in and go, friendly.
An echo.
That is funny. It's friendly. That's our new thing.
Come to Big Block Realty, where we're friendly.
We're here today with Kat Hernandez. Kat, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in and filming with us today. So we've known each other for about 5-6 years. We had both worked at a terrific Keller Williams branch down the block, actually, right? Mm-hmm. Down the block about 6 years ago. We knew each other on social media. You had help with open houses. We may have even been on the opposite ends of a transaction occasionally. Mm-hmm. So it was cool how that worked out. You ended up joining about a year and a half back.
Yep.
What were you doing? Like, tell me your real estate journey.
So
start in the beginning. Not like, well, I fell in love with houses when I was 12, but like, tell the little backstory.
Yeah, it really started. I worked at a law firm where we just helped a lot of people after the crash.
Got it.
So I was introduced to real estate through helping people with foreclosure, short sale, things like that on like the legal end. And then my husband joined the Army and we were stationed in El Paso and I was able to have a job there. I kept my job and eventually that tinkered off. We didn't have this like COVID work from home thing yet. So it didn't work very well. Internet was sketch, things like that. But you know, we had a young child at home and I needed something that not so much flexible hours, like this idea that real estate is freedom and easy and flexible is not always true, but it at least let me work odd hours, you know, and things like that. So I became an agent because it's hard to get a job in another state, and especially when you're military because they want to know when you're leaving again. Sure. And then something where I could still help at home and really be that person as well, especially when my husband, you know, was away and training and things like that.
Oh, was he? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's when I started my career. And a couple years into that is when we decided to move back to Sacramento. And that's when you and I met because it's like starting over fresh. I might as well not even have a license. Like I had to get relicensed in a new state. I had to build up my clientele base again. There's other agents in my own family. So whereas a lot of agents are able to work on their sphere, like I really didn't have access to a lot of that.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's how I started.
And you know Russell Harper from El Paso.
I know Russell Harper. He's fantastic.
Yeah, shout out to Russell.
Yeah, and his wife, they both have their facility is amazing, their team's amazing, and a lot of the agents that started with them when I started are now very successful agents. So I feel like I got started with a lot of really prime people.
Oh, did you used to work over there?
I didn't work directly at Clearview, but I in El Paso we were able to sit open houses for builders.
Yes, we always had those.
Yep, and so Russ had a big market where he sat open houses, and so I'd go and work at his houses.
Got it. Still. Yep,
yeah.
Good shout out. So fast forward, and yeah, so like how is real estate going for you?
I think like everybody else, it's been a whirlwind. I really started to get my footing after a couple years, and I had started working full-time at a law firm, the same law firm. So I was doing a lot of hardship things again, people going through probate, divorce, things like that. And then COVID hit, and it's like I felt like I was finally really getting a hold of everything and getting some good traction. And I remember I had a listing, and the bottom just fell out. Like it was under contract, everybody canceled. The seller had health issues, so they didn't want anybody coming into the house. And I was like, What just happened? And so the last couple of years have been the same thing, just trying to start over fresh again, and that was part of why I made the transition to the team, is I really needed to hone some of those skills that someone, that market that we just had in the last 2 years was crazy, but it's going to come to an end. So we really want to nurture those original basic skills.
Yep.
Building blocks.
That's important, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So shameless plug, why did you choose this team to join?
It's hard to deny the success. I think that's been like the biggest thing is
I like that answer.
yeah. When I started, when you and I first met, I didn't know your background. I know we joked about that. I never Googled you, so I didn't know you were like this business entrepreneur. I thought you were just a new agent, kind of like me. We were starting at the same time, and you just see that pace, right? Like you outpaced almost every other agent that I met around the same time. And not only outpaced them in sales, but the team that you were bringing in, more and more people that I knew and respected were joining, speaking highly. And I just, I could tell by the team you were building that it wasn't about just numbers. And that's really important to me, that you're not just bringing people on to make yourself feel big or better or just because you're hitting some target, that you're really set out to not only help clients, but help agents. Yes. And you could see it. Like everybody that was tagging you, everybody's happy. And then, of course, we have a couple of people that came over, namely Nava, where...
one of your good friends, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know she had joined, and I just was like, well, shit, there it is.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Nava's a good reason.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Basically, if, I trust her judgment, so...
Now, what kind of advice do you have for maybe any agent struggling right now or any new agent? Like, what's your advice?
I am one of those people that don't like to be told to do things, and I don't like to be told what the rules are. I'm gonna break them, and I'm gonna fight back and stomp my feet. And in real estate, there are some just solid rules that you really, really have to know. And it sounds so bad, but like making your phone calls, reaching out to clients, doing open houses, there really isn't a fast and easy way.
Oh, let's not get it twisted. That shit sucks.
Yeah. It sucks and it's hard until it's not. Like one day it clicks. And I think so many people buy into the easy, just that way's old school, try it this way. And there are some things that are new and evolving. I think our like social media game is solid, and but at the end of the day, it's connections, and people, if you're scared to make connections, like it's not going to work. You really got to get back to basics, especially in this new market. You might have gotten away with it, the last 2 years during COVID, where people were just throwing houses at you, but
sure.
You're not going to get away with it anymore.
So we're filming this as of July 17th, 2022. I hope we get it published quick, Chris.
Yeah, I'm like,
produce quickly, so it's relevant. And so lately on the news, there's been like recession. The Feds increased the interest rate, causing the interest rates for mortgages to increase. I think today we're sitting at like 5.5.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give any judgment on whether that's good or bad, but it caused some people, some consumers to pull back a little bit or go forward very quickly. Mm-hmm. And how has that affected you think, and where do you see that going?
I just like we're going to see agents fall out of the industry because they weren't serious. We're going to see buyers fall out because they're not serious. I had some clients that were, kicking around the idea of they'd like a bigger home or maybe a home more this or that. And they realize they're not that serious. 5.5 interest isn't enough to make them move. That's fine. But the people I work with most often are first-time home buyers. Those people have to move. And if they're not going to move, they're going to continue renting, and renting's going up. I had a client, unfortunately, he really did have to move. We stopped looking. He had to sign a new lease. His rent is higher than what his lender said his mortgage was going to be, right? Period. So right out of there, he's losing money immediately. That's money he can't save. So those people are going to need a house, period, whether it's a rental or something they own. And that's just the end of it. What's nice is for those people that really need a house, they are no longer going up against 30 other offers, some of which are cash. My last 2 closings were both government-backed loans.
Wow, yeah, good.
I mean, 4 months ago, I was getting, agents didn't like talking to me when I was coming to them with government-backed loans.
Because there was listing agents who had challenges with that type of financing.
Yeah, and now they're happy. They're happy to do business. My clients are happy because they're getting houses.
Good.
So
How
happy.
have the conversations with like new opportunities? You taken any leads lately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't slowed down a bit.
So what are the conversations with the consumers you're talking to who are new to the funnel?
Again, for me, because so many of my clients are first-time home buyers, it is hands down, my landlord is selling. Almost every single client that I have right now is in a position where either their rent's going up too much or their landlord is selling their place, period. And and there's no room for discussion there. You can't beg them not to raise your rent, and you can't tell them not to sell.
Yeah.
So every single client I have, that's the position they're in.
Fascinating. I'm working one listing right now, and it's a homeowner who wants to sell his rental.
Yeah.
But he wants to move, or he wants to buy a house in a different state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nevada, in Las Vegas, though.
Oh, well, that's different. I mean, Las Vegas prices aren't so much different than ours. And,
yes.
We almost bought in Las Vegas, so.
So you guys do some real estate investing,
yes,
right?
Yeah. We recently purchased a rental property, and we worked hard, and I love the idea of giving back and providing housing. Because
Totally.
As much as I believe everybody should be able to purchase a home, I also realize that not everybody can. People need rentals. And there's benefits to all of that. So we have a home that we love. It's comparable to our own home, right? So I'm not trying to put lipstick on a pig or anything like that. It's a home that I personally would live in. And we have a very good property manager that helps take care of it.
Shameless plug. Who's the property manager?
Golden State Luxury Properties.
Golden State Luxury Properties, managed by our office manager,
Yeah.
Amy Alberghini. Shameless plug. How's that going working with Golden State Luxury Properties?
It's great, and I love knowing that essentially my investment, my retirement, right? I'm a real estate agent. I don't have a 401k. Like these things are going to be well taken care of when there's maintenance, things like that. So I advise everybody. A lot of people will try to manage their own properties because they want to save money, and to me, there's it's a future investment when you have a property manager.
Good.
But yeah, we do invest. My husband and I both. That's a long-term plan.
Good.
Yeah.
Smart. I think more agents need to do that. Especially
Yeah.
I've been renting this whole time, working on some personal things, and our new house will be done in like 2 weeks. But I think that's great to be able to, 2 weeks. Well, that's what they say. Probably 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months.
I think, agents need to make smart decisions.
And I like helping buyers become investors.
Yeah.
There's, you hear about the phrase house hacking. It's where a buyer is able to purchase a property and do some sort of renting. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I like giving buyers those tools to empower themselves.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
I think Kat is like one of the most noble realtors I've ever met. Don't you think so, Chris? She's totally doing it for all the right reasons. Like it's not about the numbers. Oh, it's a little bit about the numbers.
It's a little bit.
Right, but
yeah.
wanting to help people, and I think that's a great reason housing for people. I mean,
It's like being a business owner, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is like being a business owner.
Help.
Kat, what do you think is your superpower?
I pride myself in my empathy. I really do. Yeah, I don't know
Noble.
if it's a superpower. Sometimes it's is it kryptonite? But
There is that superhero from Teen Titans named Raven, who is Trigon's daughter, right? The demon, and she's an empath.
yeah,
Like she can absorb other people's
Yeah.
pain. And in DC Comics, that's much more common for an empath. So you can be like Raven.
cool. I love the name.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has a great
totally
name.
down.
Yes. Daughter of a demon.
Oh,
Yeah,
right
so
up,
it's a pretty heavy metal.
I'm like,
She's
right up my alley.
She's a pretty heavy metal, but she's friendly too.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. I
Okay.
like that.
So, Kat, thank you so much for showing up
Thank
today.
you for.
It was more fun, lots of laughs. And what do you have planned next?
My daughter races this weekend.
Where at?
Yeah, Prairie City. There's a kart track out in Prairie City.
Where's Prairie City?
Like you're heading, it's behind, like you're heading between Rancho and Folsom.
Okay.
Kind of back roads out there. Yeah, there's like a, it's a national park, so there's dirt tracks, all sorts of stuff back there.
So she's gonna drive in the dirt track.
She doesn't do dirt track, but there's like quad track, like all sorts of stuff.
Oh,
there.
cool.
Yeah, and then besides that, open houses, showings, hit the ground running.
Good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of The Hustling Agent. We'll see you